Away from Texas.
Yes, sir. Watch you every single day. Nobody lays it down like Uncle Neely and the pregame show.
Neely, pregame show behind the scenes for everything. And why does he get that kind of access? Why does he get that kind of access? Because trust is involved. You would never get the kind of access you desire unless there's trust and relationship. You're trying to put your up on game.
I'm Corey Phillips, Director of Player Personnel. Get real close. We are going to make history. I told you this before.
All right, Corey Phillips, you been a busy man.
Busy might be an understatement. Every day is 4th and 1 around here, and when you've got one of the most polarizing head coaches, everybody's eyes are on you. So the standard is high, and the standard is the standard every day. And our group, this coaching staff, every day continues to exceed expectation.
You know, as we ended last season 4-8, there were some clear areas where we had to improve. Defensive line, stop the run. Offensive line, protect our Heisman winning quarterback. Have you done that? Have you gone out and found those pieces?
Well, I go back to UCLA last year. It snowed in Boulder. When we got back, I was driving a car. I couldn't drive in the snow, so I stayed here. First phone call I got on Sunday morning was my father. Son, do you enjoy your job? Yes, sir, I do. You better do your job at a high level, because in a minute, Coach Prime is not going to walk in your office. Shador's daddy is. You gonna get that? You getting him killed? You do your job at a high level. So we addressed the need up front. I think Shador had a good, clean spring. First time he's ever been able to just sit and do what he does best. Defensively, we knew we had to address a need up front, and I think we addressed it. We went out and got a bunch of really, really, really good kids, and they're continuing to get better every day, and they show it in the weight room. Player-led practices, you see our guys taking the necessary steps to go where we're trying to go.
I want to, you mentioned your dad. I want to go family again, because something was missed last year and all of what was going on in the world with Colorado football. People missed that you donated a kidney to your mother.
It wasn't a big thing for me. I did what I was raised to do, what I knew to be best. My mom was in stage 4 renal failure. She needed a kidney. This journey started back in 2019. As we all know it, COVID in 2020 was hard. I think it was especially hard on our family because I couldn't be around my mom as much as I wanted to be. There were times during the football season of 2020, I would leave work. Shout out Derek Mason, let me leave in the middle of the day after practice and go and see about my mom, and I'd have to wave at her through a window. That was hard. So I did what I thought was taking matters into my own hands. One day I asked her, could she get a transplant? She asked her doctor, and July 11, 2023, I donated a kidney to my mom. Every day has been a little bit different. I think for her, she's eternally grateful is what she tells me. Again, I go back to I did what I knew to be right. Yeah. What my father and what my mother raised me to do is be there for family. I was a match. They told me you only need one kidney to live. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 4.5 hour procedure. You wake up, you're a little bit nauseous. Yeah, whatever. But I did what anybody would do for their mother. I'm fortunate. My mom had a need, and I was able to bless her with something. I don't think it's anything special. I think people missed it because it wasn't a publicized thing. But I donated July 11th. I showed back up the second day of camp, and the greatest thing that could have happened for me was that team last year. The staff, the people, just being around them every day was was therapeutic. Mm-hmm. That green grass, those kids, the game of football helped me with the recovery. Yes, was it a grind? Yes, and I'm fortunate. I work with an unbelievable team of people, that when I needed to duck off for 20 or 30 minutes to try to go reset the battery, because having one kidney, you get tired quick. And I'd go step away, be away for 30 minutes, and it'd be like I never met. I was able to still be in rooms that I needed to be in because my team was able to pick up the slack. I'm thankful for those guys.
When you look back on that, you know, we go through things in life, and we may not realize at the time, but those things change us. When you look back on it from this date, how have you grown and developed? What has changed in your life, mindset? How have you shaped it since that time?
One, you never know what you can do until you do it. Every day is different, so I started every day with a prayer, and I mean that's nothing different than what I was already doing. But now your faith gets a little tested.
Yeah.
You know, you wake up some days and you just don't feel the same, and did I do the right thing? You know, is my body gonna be the same moving forward? And your faith gets tested. But when my faith gets tested, I'm able to FaceTime my mom and I see a different smile on her face. So that gives me a different level of resilience. Again, you never know what you're really capable of doing until you do it. And then I was able to see myself in a different light where I had to rely on people.
Yeah.
My family, my wife, my son, my son did stuff for me when I needed it. Again, I go back to the team of people that I was around. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was home and recovering, I could call Box and say, hey, what's going on? Hey, what do we need? And I mean, he keep me posted, whatever was going on here when he was here. Same thing with Malika, Alexis. Like I was fortunate to have a great team of people around me.
You don't have to be around Corey Phillips long to pick up on he values his teammates. He shares credit, gives credit, puts them in position to be successful and help it be successful. Whether that team is your staff or this team that plays football, why is that so important to you? That dynamic of making sure everybody feels that they're a part of this.
The man that raised me. My dad was my first coach, and he taught me the value of being a good teammate. My dad harped on that. When you score, your touchdown celebration is okay, but the team, it's even better. So I value that, and then I've always played the sport of football in team sports where you are only as good as the people around you. Yeah. So building a team, sitting in the seat that I sit in, it's kind of what I do. And you have to value the people around you. You know, is Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, they're Hall of Fame first ballot coaches, mm-hmm. but they also assembled teams that were able to go win championships, and that says a lot about the leader.
Absolutely. My grandmother told me often, you ever see a turtle on a fence post, you know he didn't get there by himself.
Hello.
He can't climb up that, so somebody helped him get up there.
The man on top of the mountain didn't get there by himself.
At all.
And my pastor preached a sermon years ago, being a minor character trying to make a major contribution.
You say that again for the people.
Be a minor character trying to make a major contribution. Brown is Mitchell. That one will forever always be etched in stone for me. I could care less about somebody saying my name, tweeting about me, taking a picture about me. When we go 15-0 and we hoist that trophy, 16-0, however many games it takes to get to that final destination, somebody's going to say, who helped build this thing? I just want to be standing in the corner waving. That's it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I know the guy that I serve is not judging me on wins and losses. It's how I treated the young men in that locker room, how did I treat the people that I work with every day, that I make them feel special, that I put them in position to win. An effective leader also builds leaders around them. Mm-hmm. I want, when the game is all said and done, they say, what did Corey Phillips contribute to the game of football? There should be a long list of people that I helped get a job, that I helped develop on and off the field, and a laundry list of players that I identified, recruited, and develop a long-lasting relationship that when these dudes go off to the league, they say, hey, man, I fool with Coach Corey. He is exactly who he says he is.
Yeah. I love it. One of the things I have picked up on about you, again, it not being about you, because it's hard to even get these sit down with you, because it's not about you, but sometimes we have to make it about you. When you're building a team, it's more than just athletic ability. Like, guys have to mesh with this culture of what's currently in the locker room. Talk about that process of going beyond just scouting talent, but scouting the person to make sure they fit.
So I look at our locker room like a pot of gumbo. And in gumbo, there's a bunch of different ingredients, but they all go together well. You got to find out who the kids are existing in your locker room and then what fits them. I had to spend some time with Shador to find out what really fits him. He and I had to hang out in my office, shut the door, he lay across the couch, and we rap a taste, and I really get to know who he is. Mm-hmm. But to that same effect, as we were recruiting in this portal cycle, since January, we were putting together a pot of gumbo that we knew that everybody would like. It fits all needs. And you had to know the pulse of your team, and then you also had to know the pulse of your coaching staff. I know who Coach Prime is. At the end of the day, yeah. I know exactly what he wants in that locker room, and the same thing. And then our staff sat down with our coaching staff. Tell us what you want in a quarterback after Shador. Tell us what you want in a receiver, what we want in a running back. And I think we identified those characteristics and traits and went out and got those kids. Mm-hmm. We got a really good locker room of kids. I like being around them.